Startup is the story of Eric Love, who is a young prisoner who gets what's called starred up, which is, in other words, he's too difficult for them to deal with in, young prison, so he gets sent up to the, tougher adult prison. That's actually what the film's about, is how Eric's going to grow up, whether he's going to be influenced by, the group that he's with, or by his father.
Yeah. Tomorrow, you'll be back up on the wing. Sylvia, take care of it.
Neville is, Neville's very long term, and he's also, he's very concerned with his own sort of survival, and, he sort of develops a reluctant paternal instinct towards, towards Eric.
You fucking seriously having that? 4.
I think David created an atmosphere which was, David Mackenzie, the director, which was very conducive to people feeling like they could try what they wanted to try. I think David also felt like we could just let it rip, pull out all the stops. Jack's, the whatever thing it is that sort of makes you go, ooh, about someone, Jack's got it, and Jack's got it in spades.
One of my favourite qualities of his is that he's got a brain on him as well, and I find if somebody's, physically handy and also intelligent, the threat's twice as apparent. So for them beats to work within the script where he strips the whole system bare, transparent, and for them to feel naked at that time, and for it to ring true, then we have to assume that he's got some form of intelligence, and I think that's intriguing.
Tell you what I do want, Gav. You listening? A helicopter, 2 packs of burn, and some chocolate digestives, please.
Well, there are certain factors that make my job a lot easier, my life a lot easier. A whole lot more effort would have been required if, say, we were shooting out a sequence. That's what I got to thank David for, because he was adamant that that was the case, and he really had to protest for it. I'm really grateful for David for that, and I think as a result, we've been able to achieve probably some of my proudest work yet.
What I always wanted with this movie was to somehow or other take a genre movie and sort of smuggle in something that had a real heart to it, and so your expectations are not where the film leads you. The film surprises you by having an emotional core to it, and having something that although it's a very, very tough world, that it's a world where you can see that there's some reaching out going on between the 2 central characters and between other characters and human beings who wouldn't normally be expected to reach out to each other are doing so, and I think there's something very powerful and interesting about that.
Done well?
Yeah, it was good. Straight.
Yeah, it was all right.
A lot of what Jack brings to the table is intuition, and it is the capacity to kind of embrace the character and go straight into the heart of what the character is doing at the time, and that's what he kind of did all the way through the movie. And because we shot the film sequentially, he was really kind of allowed to run with the ball of that character and follow his journey, and I think that's one of the strengths of the film, is what Jack is able to do on that journey in amongst a kind of ensemble of other cast.
You right? Okay, come on.
But Jonathan's history is as a therapist within the UK prison system, and he's developed some particular techniques which form part of the backbone of the character Oliver, and the character Oliver is pretty much loosely based on Jonathan himself. So Jonathan brings to the story an amazing amount of passion for the world of the prison, and obviously an amazing amount of knowledge and detail about prison life.
If you comply with the regime, I'm prepared to offer you a place back on the wing and a special kind of therapy with Mr. Baumer, with whom you cooperated upstairs. But one more incident of any kind that comes to my attention, you'll be straight back down here.
What's so interesting with Jack's sort of journey with Eric is that on one level he sort of wants to be liked and respected by this Oliver figure, and on the other level, you know, he gets a feeling of satisfaction by kicking him back down over and over again.
Mr. Love, never talk to me again. It's one phone call, clean headshot outside the gate. All right?
So that kind of dance, which is literally moment to moment, is also, as Jonathan would say, very SVI, because there's nothing premeditated. First of all, I'll get this trust and then I'll do this. That everything is in this moment.
You ran? No. He made a choice. So why are you sticking it on me for? Because you're pressurising him and I don't want him to kick off. You're defending him.
The story I've written is a redemption story, showing how do you take somebody who's way out there in terms of violence and enable them to interact and find status in a different way, and enable them to make genuinely loving connections with other people.
Thanks.
For what, blood?
For the tea, innit?
What happens in the story, however, is that the father, instead of connecting with his son and giving his son control over the agenda, the father tries to control his son and dominate him. So what the father can't do in the story is listen and emotionally connect. And I wanted to explore the ramifications of that for the son.
Don't you ever fucking answer back to me again. You will do what you're fucking told. You'll do what a man was offering, and you will fucking behave.